Welcome to another weekly live chat. How are you doing? I'm so happy to be here. It is a lovely evening. We had some rain in the morning. It's cooler weather, but not too cool that I need to sit with, you know, something warm. And yeah, so life is good. I love that. Yes. Die lewe is 'n lied, as they would say in Afrikaans, meaning a direct translation, life is like a song. So I'm happy, I'm content. My husband made us some pancakes. It's the typical South African, you know, comfort food, I would say. It was absolutely lovely. So I am happy. Are you happy? How are you doing? What are you currently working on? Are you crocheting? Are you knitting? What do you have to drink? I have a glass of water. Cheers. And yeah, life is good. I am happy. I was sitting this morning and I was thinking, you know what? We should probably, because it's Sock Along Month in my WhatsApp community group. So, whether you are knitting socks or crocheting socks, whatever you fancy, sleepwear socks, socks that you can wear in your boots, whatever the case might be. And I thought, why not looking at different types of constructions of socks? And I've been looking more specifically with regards to knitting socks. So I'm sorry to the crocheters out there. And yeah, so I'm really excited to show you some patterns I found on Ravelry that we can look at. I'm sure there is hundreds more, but there's always a place to start. And we will look at some of the interesting sock construction Ravelry patterns. I'm busy working on my Love Note sweater. I'm now on the body, and it's just stockinette knitting. So it's lovely because I don't have to concentrate. Hello, Ilse. Hello, AJ. New mom in the house. How's baby doing? How are you doing? Hello, Rosemary. How are you all doing? Are you all well? And obviously, very importantly, you need to tell us what you're busy working on. Goodness gracious. I need to actually maybe take this out of my knitting bag to make life a little bit easier, I think. Let's do this. There we go. All right. So hopefully it's not as a problem to do all the things. Anyway, what is news in my space? Let me think. We had a busy weekend. Friends came over for a kuier to have a get together. There was not really a lot of things going on. In the morning, I went out to do some chores and, things to do. Yeah, it has been relatively actually calm and wonderful, which I'm so grateful for. Hello, Edith. And yeah, behind the scenes of Made by Jalene and the channel, we are actually really working hard on a lot of things. So yeah, we're working on that. That is keeping us busy because we want to really do more things on the channel. So I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. And Mareike Strydom, hello. She's saying I'm knitting on the waffle tea test. Oh, test knits. That sounds interesting. The moment I see waffle, I think about the waffle crochet blanket I made. And oh my word, that truly just helped me to escalate my yarn hobby, if I can say it like that. So I was just immediately thinking about that blanket, and I'm still having it in the house. It's still a firm favorite. It's beautiful. Rosemary says I'm knitting on 2 pairs of socks and I'm crocheting a granny stripe shawl. Oh my word, I still want to do that. I still want to do a granny stripe shawl. The shawl pattern is by Mulron and it's lovely. Is that the same pattern that what is Sylvia? That Sylvia made in Australia? Is that the same type of pattern, Rosemary? Because yeah, I still want to do a granny stripe shawl somewhere when I have time. There's so many things I want to make and so little time. Susanna says, I've just made my first square for the Battenberg blanket. Question for you. When crocheting sock yarn, do you prefer a 3.5 millimeter or a 4 millimeter? Okay, so with fingering weight yarn or sock yarn, um, it would be interesting to see what I've done with my. Let's quickly have a look. I would recommend rather a 3.5 than a 4.4 millimeter crochet hook, Susanna. Immediately, that just comes naturally to me to tell you that. When you maybe hold your fingering weight yarn double, I would look at a 4.5. But what is the pattern saying? What is the Battenberg blanket pattern saying? Isn't it you hold the yarn double? I don't know because I don't know the pattern. I'm just guessing. It's a guessing game. Let me quickly see on my Ravelry. So for the Jethro, which I recently completed, it's a crochet and a knitting pattern. I used a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, and I hold. No, that's absolutely lying. I had a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook. And bearing in mind, I held the fingering weight yarn double. But I did everything according to the pattern, yeah. So, yeah. What does the pattern say? And are you asking that question specifically for Battenberg or for something else? What are you going to make if you're asking that question? Ilse says, I'm taking off tonight between orders. So I'm knitting a Sophie shawl in a burgundy color yarn. Oh, lovely. The Sophie shawl is a really very relaxed knit to make. I'm looking because Pepper is lying here on the chair next to me. And I just wanted to make sure she doesn't want to go out because I closed the door so that Katie can't come and terrorize me because she wants to climb over me and she never wants any attention up until we start recording. So, Rosemary says, yes, Jalene. And also Chantal from Be Inspired Crocheted one. Oh, right. So it is that one. Okay, awesome. Yes, I was looking at that pattern and somewhere in the future, I am going to make it. AJ says, I loved your Jethro, Jalene. I feel inspired to make one with hand spun if I can. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, it's hanging just right here. I'm waiting for buttons. I need to follow up on my buttons. Now that I come to think of it. It's like I need a to-do list. But anyway, I know people. Sorry. Yeah, it's my Jethro. And oh my word. I wish you could feel it because it's so soft. It's really, really lovely. And it was one of my favorite makes thus far. I had so much fun. And I think the color and obviously the granny squares had a lot to do with it. But even picking up and, doing the knitting, the sleeves and the button band and the hem and everything, it was such a joy. I had so much fun making this. It's absolutely lovely. Yeah, so I can highly recommend AJ. It was a blast. It was a blast. And I can just imagine with a hand spun how much fun you're gonna have. Susanna says, Jalene, thank you. I used a 4 millimeter and it seems too gappy. Yes, I think I'm a loose crocheter and a tight knitter. Okay, that's interesting. But I would definitely not recommend a 4 millimeter. That is totally too big, especially maybe for the Battenberg, for for a fingering weight yarn. So I'm glad I could help. Rosemary says I'm using a 3mm with sock yarn for my shawl. Okay, great. Hello, Mama AJ. Yes, she's a new mama. AJ says I've actually oh my goodness. What's happening? I've actually never made a cardigan before. I just recently cast on one for the first time. I don't know why, because I think they are so useful. Yes, it's so interesting. Before I actually started knitting and crocheting, I would, a few seasons, I would love slip over, pull over type of sweaters. And then it changed. Then a few seasons thereafter, I'm like, no, I'm not feeling like that. I just want cardigans. And then I do that for a few seasons, like 2, 3, 4 winter seasons. And then suddenly I'm back to just having a pullover sweater. It's so interesting that you go through these phases. But yeah, but I have now a few cardigans and a few sweaters in my more pullover sweaters actually, but I'm working on having more cardigans in my closet as well. Rosemary says, I see Moran also use a 3mm crochet hook for hers. That is now for the granny stripe shawl that that Rosemary was talking about. Yeah, so it really all depends on the type of fabric you want to create and what you are creating. Would you need a more stiffer or closed up fabric, or do you need more a drapey look? It's all about what you fancy and what type of hook, and obviously also bearing in mind, are you a loose knitter, or are you a what do you call it, a tight knitter or a crocheter? I see I have somebody in my Zoom, Samantha. Interesting. I'm so used to being alone. It's strange to see people in my Zoom. So I will bring up the Zoom in just a minute. Alrighty. Oh, there Samantha is gone again. Susanna says, thank you, Rosemary. I'm going to do one with 3mm and one with 3.5mm and see. Yeah, so I think that's a great advice. Go, and I believe we're talking about your Battenberg. Also, you don't want very stiff blocks for your Battenberg, but I think make one with 3.5, make one with 3mm and see what fabric you really like, and then go with that. Oh, Jalene, that is gorgeous. Yes, I love my Jethro. Thank you, Rosemary. Susanna says, I want to make the Alvina cardigan. It uses pretty granny squares and knitting. Oh, wow. I need to look at that. Let me make a note. Alvina cardigan. Alvina cardigan. And let me also make a note about the buttons. I need to follow up about my buttons. And when my buttons are worked on, I will show you my cardigan again in a future Lekker podcast episode. How is motherhood, AJ? Yes, let us know. Motherhood is lovely. Thank you, everyone. My son Asher is a very calm child for now. You are so blessed. That is a blessing. And I've sent AJ a message to say, when your child is born, you are suddenly sitting with your heart outside of your body. So, yeah, all the best with your little one, and congratulations, AJ. It is such a blessing to raise a little person. Yeah, so enjoy motherhood. Alrighty, are you ready to dive into the patterns? I was doing some research in my tea break this morning, and not that we really do have a tea break at work, but I was drinking my coffee, waiting for my emails, and my PC, sometimes the network are so slow. And I was like, let me just quickly have a look. So I Googled and I searched on Ravelry and Evina, not Alvina cardigan. Okay, let me correct. Evina. Thank you, Susanna. And I thought it's going to be interesting to look at other types of construction and not the normal toe up, cuff down, heel flap, or afterthought heel, maybe something different. So maybe you know about some of these patterns, but others might not know. And so I thought it might be interesting to look at them. Susanna says, I'm looking forward to going through those socks. All right, so let's do it. Let me quickly start up Ravelry. And now you need to bear with me because I saved everything on my phone and I have to type in the pattern names in here. So the first one is 2 needles slipper socks. Let's quickly look. There it is. Here we go. Alrighty. So this is the 2 needles slipper socks by Anna. I need my glasses. Goodness gracious. There, that's better. Anna Nitalu Tatu Lolo. Crazy Hands website. So you can find it free, I believe, on her website. Otherwise, you can pay for the pattern almost $3. It was published in November 2022. It's using worsted weight yarn. Now, I know it's not fingering weight yarn, but still, we could still do this type of thing with a fingering weight yarn. So I was thinking, oh, wow, this is quite interesting. And possibly our grandmothers has done this with slipper patterns. So don't shoot me if I don't know. All right. So you're using a 3mm needle. And there's only one size available in this case. And like I said, the free pattern is available for free on her blog. There's a video tutorial, which is lovely, I believe, which is wonderful to have almost, have that option. So these are the socks, right? When you go through the photos, oh my goodness, you basically knit this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, even the ribbing at the top, right? And then you sew it together. I was like, what? This is interesting. That could go quick, right? So I thought, wow, this is quite interesting. So yeah, that is one way of constructing the a sock. Wow. I thought, wow, that's crazy. All right, so that's the one. Then we've got the Rip It socks. Let me just quickly Rip It socks. It's a kite heel. They call it a kite heel. There we go. Please let me know what you think. I will try to keep an eye out on your chat. Rosemary says, happy for you, AJ. Enjoy every moment of motherhood. Yawning for a meal. Hello and happy Wednesday from Alabama. Hello, happy Wednesday. You are so very welcome. We're looking at interesting sock constructions. So this is the Rip It sock with a kite heel by Celine Phaeton. It was published in July 2024 using fingering weight yarn. It's using a 2.25 millimeter knitting needle. There it says it's adult, gusset, in the round, Kitchener stitch, negative ease. A good sock is for wearing in your boots or whatever is a negative ease. Short rows, texture, toddler, top cuff down, video tutorial, and a written pattern. This pattern is available for $4. So hello to your new favorite heel construction. All the fit benefits of a heel flap and a gusset but without needing to pick up stitches, and only a very small section worked flat. You love knitting the kite heel and how it looks. Construction. The ribbed socks feature an all-over garter ribbing pattern with a seamlessly integrated kite heel, worked cuff down with a wedge toe. Okay, so this pattern has been professionally tech edited by Hannah Middleton and has been test knitted. There's a schematic, detailed sizing information. Oh, I love that. There's different sizes, which is awesome. What else? So if you have been following me for, I don't know, more than a year, even with our sock along last year, I did a sock called, now why is the sock just out of my head now? Good Run socks. I think this is the same principle as the Good Run socks, where you do increases as you knit, right? So you do everything one time in the round, up and up or down. I can't remember. It's now a kaftan sock. I can't remember. But anyway, so you increase the stitches as you go, and then in a ribbing format. So I think that's absolutely lovely. Look at that. It's a beautiful sock pattern. And I even love the toes. And it's making a very elegant heel. Can you see that? That is really pretty. So it really reminds me of the Good Run socks in terms of the construction. There they tell you how to measure your foot and how to measure, to get the sizing of your foot. So there's the size chart with the recommended gauge for the 32 stitches, for the 40 stitches, etc., etc. So that's quite interesting. All right. So that's that sock. I think that's quite interesting. Did I say that it's $4? I can't remember. Then a very lovely sock, which I thought, oh my word, this is so cool for leftover yarns. If you have, you want to do scrappy socks, right? And this is the free pattern. I was like, oh my word, this is so cool. Patchwork house socks. I need to put it in my library. Oh, it is in my library. All right. Okay, cool. I want to still make this someday. Oh my goodness, there's so many things to do in so little time. What's happening? Alrighty. This is the Patchwork House Socks by Autumn Gisha. It was published last year, October 2025, using fingering weight yarn and a 2.5 millimeter knitting needle. So there's an afterthought heel. It's modular knitting. You start in the middle, and it's a written pattern, and it's a free Ravelry download. This pattern was inspired by my love of both socks and blanket knitting. By blending the practicality of socks with the cozy warmth of a blanket, these socks are designed to feel like wrapping your feet in comfort. The pattern is available in 2 sizes and features fun modular construction and afterthought heels. All right, so I thought this is so fun for real small leftover yarns. I haven't had a look at the pattern, so I don't know how that is written, but this is quite fun, don't you think? I think this is fun. And there you can see the afterthought heel. So on the top of your foot, the instep side, you see all these little blocks, and then the bottom of your foot is just normal knitting. Look there, right? So yeah, quite interesting. I like this. Do you like this one? I think it's fun. I think it's a fun pattern. All right, so that's the patchwork one. The next one, oh my goodness, this also looks interesting, is the no Yule spiral socks. No Yule spiral. There we go. So this is Palamaisen. It was published in December 2017 using a 2mm crochet needle, knitting needle. It's available in 6 sizes, and it's a free pattern. I need to save it in my favorites. Save. Okay. Adult, child, elastic. It's in the round, no shaping. It's a one-piece knitting. It's a ripped pattern. It's seamless. It is textured. It's a toe-up pattern. And did I mention that it's free? You just need to place. Okay, wait. That's not what I wanted to say. The main attraction of no-heel spiral socks is the simple and scientific idea of the elasticity which is provided by an opened up helix, or a spiral if you like. This twisted spiral is going to hack any shape perfectly. Since it produces a very stretchy skewed tube, but a well-adjusted tube that creates a different kind of sock, fitting any length of foot perfectly fine without the need of any heel construction. This is not an original idea of mine, but it was taken from the 1938 edition of the Mary Thomas knitting book and is actually even older. There, in one paragraph, the idea for a cuff-down sock was briefly explained without any stitch count given or any indication of size. It was a common way of description in a vintage pattern. And if you look like that, and more even Scandinavian patterns, it's almost like that, where it's like really just like telling you here and there what to do, and you just need to figure it out. But those people knew how to do these things, so they didn't need to say much. But in the modern version here, this smart idea has been adapted to a toe-up sock method that gives you more control over your yarn usage, described with a complete range of stitch counts, and written out for 6 sizes, and with 2 toe constructions to choose from, either a flat or a star toe. The helix design has also been given a modern approach in both the mirroring of the pattern, as well as the addition of a contemporary fun toe and cuff design in contrast colors and an elastic bind-off for an even stretchier fit. So there's more that you can read about the story and advantages of this pattern on her blog post, or watch a video with the way the sock should be put on here. And there's also a newer blog post about the 2 toe constructions to be read here. All right, so that is quite interesting. I think this is great for a beginner sock knitter because you don't really need to worry about, heel constructions. Isn't this just great? It looks so beautiful. And this is how it looks like if it's not on your foot. So this is just amazing. I still want to do a ribbed sock somewhere, a ribbed type of socks. Susanna's greeting, yarning for a meal. I love this. I still need to make something like this. And it's looking so great on her feet, which is really amazing. This is fun. You can just go. All right, so that is the no-heel spiral socks. Okie dokie. Then we have another free pattern, which is called Pole Dance. There we go. It's a free pattern. I need to save it in my favorites. Oh, it is in my library, in fact. Okie dokie. So this is by Hypercycloid Designs. It was published in February 2013 using fingering weight yarn with a 2.25 knitting needle. There's two sizes. It's medium, large, or it's adjustable. Interesting. It's in the round, it's Kitchener, modular knitting, other color work, seamless, short row heels, star toe, top, cuff down, worked flat, and it's a written pattern. So those are the attributes that you can put in as a designer to the pattern so that people know what to expect. A sinuous socket texture adventure. These socks are worked flat in two sections, except for the cuff and toe. The heel is a no-wrap short row heel tucked into the first section of the sock. Stitches are picked up along the edges of the first panel, so the second panel can be joined as you go along. No intarsia, no seaming. Spiraling is achieved with simple increases and decreases at the beginning and end of each knit row. Directions are included for both a wedge toe and a star toe. This pattern is written with no specific sizes, but instructions are given to make the sock for whatever magic number you typically use for your socks. Instructions are also provided for calculating the number of stitches needed, and these socks take the usual 100 gram of fingering weight yarn divided evenly between two colors. I love this idea. I think this is really awesome. And it's making for a very unique looking sock. I wonder though, some people are very sensitive, and I would love for you to tell me if you're very sensitive for the heel flap on the sides or the decreases of the toe within your sock. Some people are very sensitive to small fabric texture changes. And I wonder though, I would love to know if you're maybe one of those people, and if this might actually irritate your sensory, I don't know, sensory senses. Yeah, so this is the only thing that I think might be a problem for some people, but I love this. This is so unique and interesting. And it looks like it can be very difficult. But when you read the instructions or the information, it seems like that is not really the case. So this is quite interesting. I think this is a great design idea. Look at that. Love this. It's so pretty. What do you think about that? Susanna says, I just want to make the grannies in a row socks. Yes. Alrighty, let's look at the other pattern. So this was a free pattern as well. What do I have next? Oh, Cably Wably. Cably Wably. There we go. The grannies in a row are so cute. Definitely on my knitting bucket list. Yes. Alrighty. This is Cably Wavely by Liz Setmack. It was published in April 2022. It's using fingering weight yarn with a 2.25 millimeter knitting needle. She's got sizes available for small, large, and large circumference sizes. This is a free Ravelry download. So that is awesome. This pattern, if you like my pattern, please consider making a donation to Comfort and Cuddle. Alrighty. It's provides small comfort blankets to children in need. These socks were designed for round 3 of the 2022 Sock Madness competition. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, cably wably. These wibbly wobbly wriggling cables are so fun to knit. These socks are worked toe up with a cool sideways heel and feature a knit-on band on the leg. I hope you enjoy knitting them as much as I enjoy designing them. Okay, so you're using Turkish cast-ons. So that was what fascinated me with this pattern, is there's a sideways heel construction, which I have never heard about. And even when you look at the sock, it looks very interesting. I am not a big cable person, and I don't even think for socks, I think, but this was quite interesting to me. The texture on the back of the sock might irritate me, I think. I don't know. I've not knitted this, but this is quite interesting. What do you think? It's a beautiful sock. And I haven't downloaded the pattern to look at the pattern and have more information. So please don't come for me. I didn't have time to really dive in and into the patterns and evaluate. So if I have misread something, I'm sorry. It would irritate my baby toes by the look of it. Yippity dippity do. But this is really something different. I thought, wow, interesting, right? All right, let's look at the next one. Vanilla is the new black. I think this is the same as the other one that we mentioned, and also the Good Run socks. It's the same type of design. Where is Suzette? I think Suzette is busy. But, okay, so she's got two designs. Vanilla's the new black for sport and DK weight, and this is obviously the fingering weight pattern. So let's look at that. This is quite interesting. Yeah, like I said, I believe this is the same type as the previous sock that we looked at, the ribbit socks, I think, as well as the Good Run socks. Same principle. So it's designed by Anna Fletcher. It was published in February 2016 using fingering weight yarn with a 2.5 millimeter needle. It's got sizes available for 60, 64 stitches, 68, 72, and 76 stitches. It's available for $6 Canadian. Featuring a strong style heel, this sock is worked from the top down without the need to pick up stitches. This means this finished sock is reversible. Yes, both sides are pretty enough to be shown, so meaning you can wear it inside out. Note, if you've previously purchased this pattern, you'll be able to buy Vanilla as the new black DK for a discount. All right. If you would prefer to knit it toe up, see Vanilla reversed. So there's a toe up version available. The socks look great in solid, variegated and self-striping yarn. Note about the foot length. Due to the stretchiness of the heel ribbing, you may wish to knit the sock a 1/4 inch shorter than usual. Try stretching the heel ribbing when you measure to get a more accurate measurement. Special note for self-striping yarn: to keep the stripes intact, when you get to the heel turn, work it using the other end of the yarn. Interesting. Simply use the other end of the yarn for row 1 of the heel turn through the last repeat of row 6. Okay, so maybe it's not the same as the Good Run socks. Interesting. Okay, let's look at the photo. AJ says you've put together some amazing sock patterns here, Jalene. Oh, thanks, AJ. I'm glad that you're loving it. AJ says she also has vanilla reverse for those who prefer the toe version. Yeah, I love that she does that. All right, so let's quickly look at this pattern. I love the construction of this. This is really beautiful, and it's looking very elegant. I love this. This is really, really pretty. Right? Look at that. I think what happened here was So there's no pull ridges in the pattern, but this is probably one of those patterns where when you get to a color change, you do some pulls just to have a beautiful effect. And now I can't think of the name of that type of yarn, so please help me in the chat. But that is quite beautiful. There we go. Love this. Love it. I need to save this in my favorites. That is really beautiful. There we go. Interesting, right? Interesting. Oh, it is in my favorites. All right. Let's look at another pattern. How many do I still have left? I still have 3 left for you to look at. Oh, this was also interesting. Let me quickly search for it. Squircle? I don't know how to say it. Squircle? I think that's how you say it. Yes. There we go. This is the pattern Squircle. It's a free pattern. I'm trying to do all the things. By General Hochbuffer. This was published in March 2015 using fingering weight yarn and a 2.5 millimeter knitting needle. It's an in the round, other heel type of constructions. It works great for striped color work, top cuff down sock. It's a written pattern and it's a free download, and that's awesome. This is a deceptively simple way of constructing a sock by reducing the flap to a very small strip and working an extended gusset in its place. The rounds form a right angle around the ankle and instep, which gradually softens into a continuous round. Hence the reference to the mathematical problem of squaring the circle. Okay, well, that is now above my brain capacity at this current space. This specific construction makes this ideal to use up the heaps of small leftovers that every sock knitter seems to acquire. But it will also showcase nicely a self-striping yarn with more substantial stripes. Oh my word, I need to remember about this pattern when I do stripes again. As befits as a mathematically inspired sock this person loves maths. You will be able to adapt this pattern to any stitch count needed by doing some very basic math. Goodness, is your basic math my basic math? Asking for a friend. Please read the whole pattern to the end before starting. At several points in the pattern, you will have a distinct advantage if you know what's coming afterwards. At the point of publishing, I have only completed a single sock. So there is a good chance that there could be mistakes or omissions. Please let me know if you spot anything. So there's a few updates since. In August 2015, there's now a Finnish version available, thanks to Hanneli. And then there was a Danish one, and then there was a Latvian version. Okay, so not actual real problems with the pattern, I believe. But this is so interesting. I think this is amazing. So this gusset extends from the back of your heel, your, what do you call that thing now? Achilles, up until here where your normal gusset normally ends, which is so interesting to me. So interesting. It's brilliant. I love this. So I'm in awe of this pattern. I am definitely going to try it somewhere. So yeah. Do you think that is the guy in Game of Wool? Rosemary says those socks are pretty. It could be, right? I didn't think about that, but it could be. Could you confirm that? But this is so cool. I really love this idea. And it's only having that small strip at the back as your heel flap. How crazy is that? But I love this. I think this is a marvelous idea. All right, so that is the squiggle by General Art Buffer. All right. Let me see my next pattern I have here. I have two left, I think. Oh, yeah. These two that I have left. I think I have two left. Let me just make sure. Yes. These two, I think the last two is the same type of construction, but I'm going to look at both anyway. So it's the Nord Wand socks. Guess where you're starting. You're starting at the heel. So this is Brigitte Grunwald. It was published in March 2021. And it's using light fingering weight yarn with a 2.5 millimeter needle. AJ says I went and looked. It is him, Holger, the winner of Game of Wool. Oh my word, so it's him? That is so cool. Now I want to actually knit it even more. Holger was so cool. All right, he was brilliant. He deserved to win. Light fingering. Okay. Fair Isle. Okay, the Fair Isle is actually now not really what we're looking for, but okay, it's fine. It's in the round Kitchener. Photo tutorial. It's ripped. Start in the middle. Stranded. Teen. Written pattern. It's available for €5.46. It's quite an unusual design as they are hexagon socks. These special types of socks are started at the heel and knit in the round. What? What? A hexagon is formed by increases. Two opposite sides are then grafted together using Kitchener stitch. Two more sides form the leg and the cuff. And the other two, the foot and the toe. What? That is so brilliant. The size is easily adjustable, which is particularly good for feet with a high instep. As Fair Isle patterns are less stretchy. There's a variety of ladies' sizes available. Three sizes. The shape of the socks is rather unusual, but it provides a very good fit. As a medium-sized pair of socks only requires 75 grams of yarn, it's ideal to use some of your scraps. The socks can be knit using any needle type or style. I recommend deep ends for the beginning, as it's a very small circle, and then changing to your preferred method. Apart from your needles, you will need a maximum of 6 markers. Right, so it's just telling you what you will need. But who ever thought about starting at the heel, knitting in the round, and forming the heel like that? Then close it up, have the bottom part as the leg and the other part as not the bottom part, the top part as your leg, and doing the cuff, and then the other side as the foot. I thought, oh my word, this is brilliant. Crazy, right? Hexagon socks. Wow, that's not the name. That's just Nordwand for Nordwand socks, but it's hexagon socks. It's called, I believe, the type of sock construction is hexagon socks. What? Bye, Ilse. I need to leave early tonight. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye, Ilse. See you next week. Thank you for joining. Look at this. This is so pretty. Very interesting. Very, very interesting socks. I wonder how strong your heel is. But anyway, so those are the Nordwind socks. I think the next sock is also basically same principle, if my memory serves me well. I might be wrong. The Cheshire cat socks. And it's really nothing to do with cats. So don't let that fool you. This is by Louise Robert. It was published in July 2016 with fingering weight yarn using a 2.5 millimeter needle. There's only one adult size available. The pattern is available for $5, but I think the pattern is available on her website for free. I'm now not 100% sure. So don't quote me on that. The pattern has been written for the Biscotti Mystery Sock Club 2016, and it has been released on January 2017. Since this pattern is inspired by the Cheshire Cat from Wonderful World of Alice in Wonderland, we had to think of an original way of knitting these socks. So here is a sock pattern that starts from the heel. The leg and foot are worked from the heel stitches. You can find a video about the alternative top cast on that was used on this pattern on YouTube here. All right, so according to me, this pattern again, like the previous one, starts from the heel. That is what I understand. I haven't watched, like I said, for all of these, I have not looked at the patterns, so I might be wrong, but I believe if I look at the pictures that is what's happening here. So yes, look at that. Very interesting. Same type of design, according to me, as the hexagon socks. So you start from the heel and then work both ways from there. Interesting, right? There we go. So of all of these patterns, what pattern is your favorite? Let me know. I would love to know what is your favorite. Yeah, it was quite interesting. I did not know about the hexagon socks at all. I knew about the Kudran socks version type of things where there's increases in the middle to make space for the heel, and then you just knit everything once, one time. There's no leave half of the stitches on the needles and then proceed with the other half. Nothing like that. So interesting. What do you think? I was blown away. And I am sure that there's more constructions, interesting methods. I mean, look at the socks that Stephen West has designed where you knit a band and then you build your sock modularly also from there. So we know about those type of socks as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed these patterns that I showed you this week. I think it was 10 sock patterns, interesting patterns. So I hope it will inspire you and maybe you'll try some of them out and give us feedback. That would be super amazing. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for watching the sock edition, the interesting sock construction edition on this week's live. All right, so we have 5 minutes left. Can you believe it? I cannot believe that we are taking that the time is flying so quickly during these lives. It is just unbelievable how time flies, but so much fun. Pepper is lying and enjoying the time in the yarn studio. She loves this chair next to me, so she's still asleep, having a ball. I think I need a sip of water. Is there any one of you going to Cape Town Yarn Festival? I would love to know. All right, did I miss any comments? I do not know. I don't think so. Okay, no, I didn't. Alrighty. I'm so grateful to have time to knit a bit on my love notes. Oh, I love the easy, just, no thinking, no increases, nothing. I can just go on and knit in the round. So grateful so lovely to be able to do that in a space like this and have time now to quickly knit. Because there was not a lot of time for knitting or crocheting the past couple of days. Susanna says, thank you, Jalene, for putting that together. I really enjoyed tonight. Oh, I'm so happy that you enjoyed it, Susanna. If you have any ideas of what I can present during the next live, let me know. I would love to, look at some things and look at some interesting things so that we can all look at them all together. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. I would love to get your feedback. Rosemary says, I like the reversed vanilla. There are so many interesting constructions, right? Yes. Um, we did talk about it last week in terms of what you fancy. Tough, toe up, cuff down. And that was an interesting conversation last week as well. But yeah, and what I like about the vanilla pattern, like Rosemary says, is there's an option for both toe up and cuff down socks, which I think is just wonderful. That is now, if memory serves me, yeah, vanilla reversed, yes. So that is quite awesome. Alrighty, I think it's time to start to say goodbye. It was such a joy to be able to spend time with you, show you some interesting sock patterns, spend some time with you, hear what you are making. I'm glad you're all well. And yes, I hope that you will have a super duper lovely, blessed week and having lots of time to craft and to, be content and relax. And I can't wait to then spend time with you again next week. And I really thank you for spending an hour with me, taking time, I don't know, from your families, from whatever you're busy with, and come here and spend time with me. I really do not take it for granted, and I really am appreciative of that. And so I wish you well. May you all have a blessed week and lovely crafting time. I will see you next week. Toodles. Bye, everyone.